Thank you for joining me on this journey, inspired by Russ, Super Russ 9000. My collection isn't very big, 8 short boxes. This is the contents of my space box. Labels courtesy of Blind Science. So every space box should have at least one Exo Manowar. To be perfectly honest though, as I'm trimming down my collection, Exo must go. This is starting my, I believe it was 2013 Darth Vader run. So I have 1 through 12, so y'all know what's coming up next. Kaboom. Minor banger alert. I have 1 through 12, and then to complete that run, I finished that run off in the trade paperbacks. Very cool story, but I just pick and choose what I get singles of these days. Now this next one is from the Volume 2 run, number 25, with an amazing fire/lightning cover. Now starts the Volume 3, and I started doing silver aged bags and boards so I can do front and back. And this is just a mixture of the different covers, because if you remember, I'm more of a reader, not necessarily a collector. Forced into collection because my LCS says they're not a library. But I love them. Dwayne and Dolly are amazing. So this next book I got while on a trip with my family to Europe. It's a square-bound book. I'm not sure if I don't think it's a trade, but it's a collection of books. And it's I got it for like 10 euros. See on the back there. I don't honestly know if it's in French or German. Maybe somebody can tell me by the words that are on there, but the interiors are not English, but it's pretty cool to still go through. So next is my Kanan run, and I was collecting this before the hype. I'm missing 3 issues out of the 3 issue. I don't know if it's considered a mini series or a maxi series, but of course now they're hard to come by. And I'm also looking up for extras for Kachung, because him and his wife Delphia, they like the Marx Brooks covers, but man, these books are hard to come by, so I might have to wait for this to simmer down. And like Hialeah always says, no worries. The books will always come around to you in the end. I tried to limit my FOMO, FOMO, Uh-oh, somebody better call Eminem. They got a rapper on their hands here. Chicka chicka wow wow. Now here we got a small piece of the Dark Horse run. This is number 2. Number 1 I have on my wall book, but in my wall book collection, but you won't see that until we get to that part of the video series. But these Alex Ross covers are simply amazing, and the story is really cool too. I think this is after Star Wars, but before Empire, or it's after Empire, before Jedi. Not really sure, but it's Star Wars on it, so it's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, and don't worry, this is the facsimile reprint here. So up here we've got a couple different variants of the millions of variants that Star Wars 1 was done. I think that one right there, I think, is the original A cover. The one prior to it is a variant, and this one's a variant, so they're very cool. It's just something in the back of my collection, when and if I get to them. Now the story behind this book is this is the blank sketch variant that's got the dust cover on it, and it was going to be my 2020 MegaCon Meet All the YouTube People signature series, which didn't happen, so a little bummed about that. And whenever I get around to feeling comfortable about being in the masses, I'll get all you guys to sign it as well. Empire is my favorite movie, so that was a Artie Granoff print that started off this newest Star Wars series, so I have a handful of books into this one as well, and then eventually here it'll start doing front to back in the silver bags, so there's no rhyme or reason with the covers. Dwayne and Dolly always take care of me and set them aside. They're very good people over there at the Comics Club, Brandon, Florida. It's a shop. This one's neat because I think he's got the yellow lightsaber, like the toy figure did when he came out. Yellow lightsaber. So these next two books here, Star Wars Tales, apparently got some heat to them. I don't know if you guys could tell me a little bit about them, but obviously this is a Darth Maul story. And then this is a first appearance of somebody. I'm not really sure what the Star Wars Tales is all about. So now I might catch some heat for these next series of books because I'm here to tell you I'm a fan of both Star Wars and Star Trek. Religion versus science. and they have resided. Oh, this book was a trade with Lady Fantastic. Traded her some Thor books for that. That was an awesome trade. She's an awesome community member. And yes, these books reside in the same box, and the box has not exploded in my house. Praise God, is still standing, so you can be both. And you can be an X-Men fan. This is an awesome story, and there's a confrontation between Spock and Wolverine, and if you haven't read the story, you might be surprised at who wins the confrontation. Ooh, look at the Enterprise. Great stuff. Now this next mini-series of books, I did my first video on, I think it was back in 2018, for Thanatos 700 subs, and this is the one that I won, the video that I won, the Zatanna, I think it was Zatanna 16 or Zatanna 15 slab from him, signed by Adam Hughes. So that was cool, and then got me kind of in the community, and it's a cool story between Transformers, the Decepticons, and the Klingons, and Star Trek and stuff. It was a really cool story. I recommend it. Now here's my Swashbuckler in Space, and this is number 2. As you can see, I'm missing number 1. But John Carter, this story is amazing. I'm going to eventually get this whole 28 issue series. I'm not grade hungry. Obviously I want to read it and dissolve the story, but this is just a mixture of the run. I've got a little bit of 1 through 10, and then I started working backwards, and it's just taken a while to get this, but I'll eventually get there. But it's obviously in space. That's why it's in the space box. So on this one here, I noticed when I was running through it that there's a diamond price point. I'm not sure if that's significant or not. I haven't done any research, but if somebody could tell me, that'd be pretty cool in the comment section. So now we're deeper into the space box, and starts my Battlestar Galactica. This one's pretty funny because I think it's the first 2 issues say still only 35 cents. And then they get you on issue 3. Bam, 40 cents. And yes, it resides in the space box with Star Trek and Star Wars, and you can be a fan of all. This next one's pretty interesting too. I got the diamond price point, but then I also got this slash through the barcode. I'm not sure if that's significant or not, but cool. And here's the remake of the classic series. There's a 6-part mini series. I got a couple different covers. I mean, look at that art, it's just amazing. The next cover is a Liefeld cover, but don't worry, he didn't have to draw feet. Now we're towards the end of my box. And what got me here was the name Gene Roddenberry, which, as you know, is the creator of Star Trek. And so this was a company back in the 90s when craziness was going on in the comic world, Techno Comics. And they used to have these little pop-up stands in like the middle of the mall and stuff like that. It wasn't a true LCS, it was just like a little pop-up vendor. I got to reread the story again, but it was fun. And then this Lost Universe, that was another neat one. And again, what got me on it was Gene Roddenberry's name. And then there was another one here coming up. The name that got me on it was obviously Leonard Nimoy, the Primortals. So very neat little series. I got to reread again, but it was fun to collect back in the 90s. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. And remember,